So I think it's pretty clear, in my opinion, that this man is the greatest hip hop producer of all time. Of all time, no debating. This man is the greatest hip hop producer of all time. And then on the other hand, you have Sean P. Diddy Combs. You see, in terms of production, I feel like Dr. Dre he's unmatched. He's unmatched in terms of production. But when it comes to a body of work and albums, I have the debut album of Sean Puff Daddy Combs at the time being way better than Dr. Dre's debut album of The Chronic. Now, I didn't know how the people felt about both albums because I did not grow up in this era of hip hop. I'm a Rockefeller Rough Rider baby. You heard? Like, I'm a Cash Money millionaire baby. I'm late 90s, early 2000s hip hop head. So, anything before that, it's like I didn't live with those albums. I didn't grow up with those albums. So, I don't have a gauge of how the people feel in the hip hop community about both albums. And I did not know, I'll put a survey out, I did not know the people had The Chronic being better than No Way Out. And how did I get to this point that I am right now? Well, of course, Dr. Dre had his iconic Super Bowl performance with Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent, Snoop, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar. Shout out to Anderson .Paak as well. And he had this great set on the Super Bowl stage a little bit over a month ago. And I got back into my Dr. Dre bag. And after I got done listening to the Dr. Dre albums, I went right to, just automatically my mind went to, okay, I'm in the mood to listen to Diddy now. And after listening to both No Way Out and The Chronic, my mom was like, oh, the No Way Out is way better than Chronic. Like, I was like, now people talking about a versus, it's been like, since this versus thing started, everybody was like, oh, we gotta do Diddy and Dr. Dre. Diddy and Dr. Dre. Diddy and Dr. Dre. That's the only versus we need to see in terms of versus Diddy or versus Dr. Dre. Is them two together, right? And song for song, in terms of singles, who knows who will win that? Most people probably will still have Dr. Dre. Especially because, once again, his production is A1. But then I go back to the albums. No Way Out is just way, and it's not a, here's the thing. At first, I didn't think it was fair to compare an album that came out in 92 versus an album that came out in 98. By that time, it's a completely different era. We're out of the golden age. The golden age of hip-hop was like 88 to like 92, right? And then you have like 93 to like 97, and then after that, it's a different ball game. So I thought at first it wasn't fair to compare the two, but I'm like, I can't compare any other albums from either of them both. It has to be No Way Out versus The Chronic. It has to be. And then when I'm comparing, it's like, it's not close. And it's not even a year, it's not even a year bias or a time bias, because I can listen to Tribe right now. Midnight Marauders, Low End Theory, people, I gotta listen to that and put that over anything that's out right now. So it's not a time thing. So I'm like, by listening to this album, it just first of all, I'm from the East Coast. Diddy's from the East Coast. Dre is a West Coast artist and is from the West Coast. So both albums have a distinct, different sound. That's not the issue. Dre is more of a funk, right? Taken from the old school. Diddy is more of a jazz, taken more from the R&B, right? So even how they sample is different. But when we break it down, just the songs, track by track, right? You remember the days when we used to have cassettes, right? You remember the days when you used to have cassettes, and you had to play the joint all the way through, or you had to fast forward or rewind and things like that. And then you had CDs, and then you had to fast forward or go back. This was the era where you did not, because before you bought an album, you sampled it, you listened to it in the record store. You weren't supposed to have any skips. I'm from the era where you weren't supposed to have skips. At least for the A side of the album, or for the first like 6-7 songs on the album, there's supposed to be no skips, right? So I can say for both albums that is the case, but when we're going deep into the albums, it's clear Diddy No Way Out is just way better. Like, if you just, I was figuring out, how do I do a comparison, right? How do I do a comparison? And it's like, and we just compare the singles versus the singles, I think that gives you a clear idea of who has the better album. Like, if you want to do a versus, which I'm not going to do right now, but if you wanted to, if we just did a singles versus singles, like, No Way Out would clearly win. Once again, not only based off production, but based off subject matter, based off storytelling, based off just being a complete song. Diddy has that. Like, if we go to
to the ceiling. I was a gentleman living in tenements.
Let's go Been Around the World featuring Mace. Compare that to F with Dre.
Mr. Buster, where you at? Can't scrap a lick, so I know you got your gap. Just stay on.
I'm giving it to Been Around the World. Like, I'm giving it to Been Around the World. I mean, F with Dre is an Eazy-E diss. Like, I can only mess with it so much, you know what I mean? But Been Around the World was in The Last Dance. Like, that was 22 years ago. They're still playing a record for 22 years ago in The Last Dance of Michael Jordan Doc. That's how influential that song was. And how grandiose that song was. If we go to
my shit in reverse, go back and take another spot, cause I'm rolling in my 6-4. What all the niggas saying?
Let Me Ride. Great flip of, I want to say, the Funkadelic, George Clinton, the Funkadelic, something like that. Either that or the Parliament. It's either one or two, right? Sweet Down, Cherry Star, Let Me Ride. Y'all gotta listen to the originals of these samples these producers are using, by the way. But if we do that, if we compare it to Can't Hold Me Down, once again featuring Mace and Biggie, it's not close. It's not close. Let Me Ride is a dope song. A laid back chill song. You put out to Can't Hold Me Down, oh no, I got to keep on moving. Or if you do right? Compare that to if you compare that to, I'm not even gonna give you compare that to Young G's. Even though that wasn't even a single, but Jay and Biggie. What? It's not close. And then one of the greatest hip hop songs of all time, Nothing But a G Thing.
It's like this and like that and like this and it's like that and like this and like that and it's like this and who gives a fuck about those?
So just chill to the next episode.
Right? Undoubtedly still plays today. Will we play in infinite time? 93-2. This is how we chill. But Souls are infinite. Souls are infinite. But it's like even if you play that compared to about the Benjamins? Like, now that's a close race, actually. That is a very, very close race. But if we doing that, once again, I'll give you the A-side records. Once again, from people that are old like me, that used to play cassette tapes. The A-side had all the hits. The B-side had all the non-hits. Right? That wasn't radio hits. But prior to the songs that you're going to listen to the most by yourself over the A-side. But it's just like, if I'm listening to these albums, bro, it's not close. So, I'm not trying to itch on the Chronic. I'm not, but I'm like, I want to know how people felt in the hip-hop community, especially my era, how they felt, or older than me, more specifically actually older than me, people that are 80s babies for real. How did they feel about both albums? And once again, I can't give you an argument for how the Chronic is better than No Way Out. It's just not. Once again, the subject matter, No Way Out was like a movie, bro. Like, every song was like a movie. Once again, the production I felt was better. Subject matter was better. Once again, you have a Diddy that's not going to be gun-toting and talking about, shoot you in the face and blah. Like, if he's going to talk about guns, he's talking about how I lose my homie to gunplay or something like that. He's not going to talk about gun. Like, Dre is different. First song he's talking about, like, first video, F Dre Day. Like, it's just like, so it just, I just feel like No Way Out is way better, even production wise. I feel like on the Chronic, a lot of the songs just kind of like meshed together. Like, I couldn't even tell, like, like the different songs. Once again, I'll be transparent. I'm more of a No Way Out fan. Like, I love No Way Out, the album. I do not love the Chronic. But in music, there is no unbiased. You can learn to love I just couldn't find a way to love the Chronic in terms of the whole album. I couldn't. I just couldn't find a way. I was trying to find a way. I can't do it. Like, on No Way Out, I only skipped 3 songs. That's I got the Power with Locks. I know it's just like I hate that production. Hate the production on that. The song right after that with The Friend, which I hate the hook. I don't know why Diddy was lazy with the hook on that. And then Senorita, I'm like, on the border with that song. But out of 17, I know there's a few interludes, but out of 17, I only skipped 2 on a whole album. The Chronic, on the other hand, like, I mess with like half the album. Like, I'll mess with half the album. Like, of course, F with J, Let Me Ride, The Day Niggas Took Over, Nothing But a G Thing, These Nuts, Little Gutter Boy, and Rock With That. A Nigga With a Gun, Rock With That. But everything after that, I don't really, even the bitches ain't shit, I don't even rock with that. So really, I'm only rocking with barely a half of the album. So, but that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Once again, I had No Way Out being way better, stand the test of time, way better. No Way Out, to me, can't come out today and still rock. I don't think you could do that with the Chronic. I don't think so. But that's just me. Let me know your counter argument for how the Chronic is better than No Way Out. But that's just my opinion. This Hayes what they call me. Like, comment, subscribe, share all the things. Send your hate mail to my Twitter, Hayes Soundwaves, IG Hayes Soundwaves, or to email hayeswavesbiz@gmail.com. I don't care. It's all music. It's all subjective at the end of the day. But with that being said, you know I'm just a fan of showing love. But these are people that love hip-hop, not the keyboard thugs. Battle rap, hold it down.